Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to a tutorial video on Out of the Park 25. Today we're going to talk about hiring your coaching staff. I've taken over the Cleveland Guardians here. The reason I did that for this tutorial is because I just kind of wanted to go through this off the top of my head to show you my thought process as I look at personnel, and I don't know what the personnel looks like for the Guardians in this game. So go to Front Office, Personnel tab, and I'm going to show you for each major league coach and then a sample of one minor league team, because the minor league things I look for similar attributes, to show you kind of what I think of the person in place, as well as if I were to replace them, what I'd look for. Let's start here with assistant GM. I don't really care. I do not really care about my assistant GM. The only thing I have him do is promote and demote minor league prospects that I do not have locked to a level on my short list. So whatever, like assistant GM, not big on it. I don't ever really pay attention to what they say about trades, so yeah, I'm just not that worried about it. And I'll also say I think this personnel topic is interesting because I think reasonable minds can disagree. I don't think necessarily that people have a lot of good info of like under the hood how the game works here, so I think we all are going on our own impressions and anecdotes, and different people can play this part of the game differently, and like it can all be reasonable and fine. So anyway, Stephen Vogt, manager. The first thing I look for in manager is the relationships with my players. And I generally want to avoid any poor relationships, and I want good or better here is what I aim for. Now, Stephen Vogt, I don't mind it. I'm probably not going to fire him because he's signed to a big money deal, so I'm probably going to give him a chance, but I don't love his relationships. I'd look for somebody who has better ones if I could. Bench coach, I don't know if they influence oh, and let me just say, as a secondary thing for coaches, I do look at how they influence development, aging, mechanics. I'm not totally sure how much they impact that, but I look at it. And it's the same thing with bench coach. I look at relationships and then development and aging, especially. Like this dude I might get rid of. He's pretty poor in a couple areas, doesn't have great relationships. I think I'd get him out of here. Pitching coach, the first thing I look at is teaching pitching. I want it excellent or better. I would fire this guy. I do like that he has good relationships with a lot of guys, but I'd fire him. So let's go ahead and fire our pitching coach, and I can show you how I'd look to replace him. So this is vacant, so I'd go here. So this is sorted by free agent coaches who are interested in the pitching coach job. I'd sort by pitching coaches, sort by teaches pitching, and you can see there's two legendary teaches pitching. But when you look at development, mechanics, and aging, the next thing I look at, Bryce Spence is the winner in a landslide. Now, his relationships, also good, but you notice with some pitchers, it's only fair. So I'd probably look down, that guy has better relationships, even if he's worse at some things. I'd probably look down a few of these guys. Like, this guy has a good relationship. He's outstanding at teaching pitching. I think you can go with either guy. They're outstanding versus legendary, not a huge difference. Probably is good and average at development and aging, but his relationships with the pitching staff is better. So I think you could go with Polanco or Bentz here. I think as long as you're in the dark blue here, that's fine. I think as long as you're in the green or better in the development and aging, that's fine. And I think as long as you're average or better, though preferably good or better in relationships, I think that's fine too. So I would go with Bentz or Polanco, depending on your own personal preference. Who would I go with? Probably Polanco, honestly, because of the relationships. I think he's a good enough coach at these things to where the relationships do matter some. So I'd offer the job to Polanco, whatever he was asking for. Well, a little bit less. Hitting coach, same thing, but you look at hitting instead of pitching. So, yeah, I mean, his relationships are good, but I'd for sure fire this guy. And my replacement process would be the same. I'd go here, and we're under hitting coach now. I'd go under hitting coaches, and I'd do by teach hitting. Joey DeMonte is the best free agent coach, hitting coach in this game. I would probably hire him. There's some other guys that I've hired too, and I wanted to mix it up, but DeMonte has the good relationships. See, I wouldn't hire it. Well, this is a guy who only has average relationships, but almost all of his fair and poor relationships are with pitchers, which I don't mind. With hitting coach, I'm looking at their relationship with batters, and with pitching coach, I'm looking at the relationship with pitchers. So just one thing to keep in mind. But I'd go Joey DeMonte all the way. If he's out there in your sim, go get him. Go get him immediately. Next, the first base and third base coach. I honestly only look at the teaching these bottom 4 things, and I want them to be good or better in each. Like Sandy Alomar, I'd probably keep him on. I don't know. Maybe I would. Maybe I wouldn't. I worry about the base coaches the least. Like, this guy's pretty poor. I'd probably get rid of him because he's just not good enough. Scouting director, a big one. I want excellent or better in international scouting and scouting amateurs. I'd fire this guy for sure. And so I'd go out to scouting directors, and I would sort by legendary. I prefer somebody who favors tools or highly favors tools. So my eye would immediately go to this guy, but he's only okay at amateur, and those are the 2 that I look at the best: amateurs and international. Or he's okay at international. Like highly favors ability, I'm not going to go to. I can go neutral, maybe even a favors ability if he's clearly the best guy, but I prefer tools. So here's like a highly favors tools with excellent in both the things that I care about. So I would hire RJ Harrison. I don't pay attention to any of this player evaluation thing. I don't know how much of a difference it makes, but I would go, yeah, if you're excellent in international and amateurs and you highly favor tools, I'm all about you. I would hire RJ Harrison. Now, the general going wisdom on the preferences is favoring tools gets you more high ceiling players that are more likely to bust, but you're more likely to identify a superstar, whereas ability, you're less likely to identify superstars, but you're going to have fewer misses probably. So I prefer to identify superstars because you need superstars to compete. So I can fill in the average and above average guys in free agency trades. Superstars are the hardest guys to acquire, so I try to identify them in international and amateur draft. So yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I do with scouting. Personnel page, back to it, team trainer. I would fire this guy. I need a guy who is excellent or better at preventing arm injuries and preventing back injuries. I also think fatigue recovery is pretty important, so I'd fire him. And who would I fill that with? I generally start by providing arms. Like this guy right here, Brian Chicklow, he's legendary at arms prevention, excellent at back prevention, and excellent at fatigue recovery. Those are my main 3. Don't love that he's not great at rehabbing back injuries. That's or arm injuries. That's the one knock against him. And actually looking at it, Rick Jamieson, I prefer him because he's got teal, ink, or darker across the board. Is teal a blue or a green? And so yeah, I would actually go with him, and he's a legendary too. So Jamieson would be my trainer. Minor league coaches. Oops, I clicked on the wrong tab. I'm used to going to the info tab when I'm playing. I'm all over the place now. Managers, same thing as Major League. I look at their relationships. This guy's good to go. I wouldn't fire him. Would this be a guy I would hire? No, but I've already committed this money to him, so I would leave him alone. I would prefer a guy with these good attributes that is better at development, but, live and learn. That statement doesn't make any sense in that context, but that's what I would do with Andy Tracy. Pitching coach is going to be somewhere. This guy's excellent at teaching pitching, only average at development. Relationships are good. I would keep him for sure. In a perfect world, he would be better than average at development, but teaches pitching excellent and these good relationships. I'm good with keeping Owen Dew around. Junior Betances, I'd get rid of this guy. Fair at development, average at hitting. Relationships are good, but I'd get rid of him. And so for the minor league hiring, my thought process, as you can see, is a tiny bit different, but honestly not a lot different. I'd still go, we want coach ratings to, we are hiring a hitting coach, teaching hitting. Oops, that's not what we wanted. You can see it's different guys are available here or interested here. Best is Dave Winter, but he's only okay at development. We've got an excellent down here at development and excellent at teaching hitting. Nabo Martinez. His relationships are good. Yeah, I would hire Nabo Martinez. He's the only guy here who is excellent. Well, there's a couple others. But I would look for excellent development, excellent at teaching hitting, and good or better at your relationships. So that is a quick run through of how I evaluate personnel, how I go through the hiring process, how I think about it, and also when I decide to fire people. Honestly, if I have a lot of budget room early on when I start the game, I will hire and fire for every level. If I don't, like from a small market team without a lot of budget room to spend on another coach when I already have one under contract and in my budget, then I just let these contracts run out or wait until like after the first season when I have more budget room. I don't think it's the end of the world if you stick with a subpar coaching staff, but it certainly can make a difference. If you have the money to hire a better one immediately, go ahead and do it. So anyways, that's the end of this video. If you enjoy these tutorial videos, please do check the link in the description to my Patreon page where you can get bonus content, early access to videos, posts, and messages. So please do check it out. It's just $5 a month and helps to sustain the channel. Thanks, and have a good one. Bye.